Coming up this morning on Daybreak, we're following up with two boys involved in a water rescue in a creek in Monette. And a new lawsuit could bring video game gambling systems in Missouri to a halt, why a prosecutor is calling these machines betting devices. Plus, our Hannah Zettel has another Traffic Tuesday report for you, focusing on the zipper merge. We'll bring you these stories and much more this Tuesday morning on Daybreak. Well, good morning and thanks for joining us. It is June 25th. I'm Lauren Barnes. Joe has the day off today. Meteorologist Elisa Raffa joins me now, though. And Hannah is covering the zipper merge, like I just said. And we were talking this morning as we were getting ready, and neither one of us knew what that even was. I have no idea
what this is. So I'm interested to see what she can teach us.
And she was telling me a little bit about it yesterday, and I think once she explains it, we've all seen what it is. We're just not used to it. Yeah, being called that. So I think, yeah, you're right. We're all going to learn something today on Traffic Tuesday. As I stepped out the door this morning, I want to say it was maybe even a little bit chilly.
It's that crisper air. The dew points aren't as sticky, so it just feels better out there this morning. So that's at least some good news for now, but the humidity comes back as we head through the day today.
All right, it is summer after all.
Hot and sticky again. You were mentioning the flooding. There's still some aerial flood warnings in southwest Missouri from that flash flooding that we had on Sunday. These warnings go through 9:30 because there's still cleaning up here in this area from Monette back down towards Anderson, where we had some significant flash flooding over the weekend. So please keep that in mind as you head out to work there this morning. 60 degrees right now in Springfield with some clear skies. It's 60 in Springfield, 63 in Branson. We've got some 50s in Arkansas, and this is what's helping us feel better. Dew points in the middle and upper 50s, so it's really nice. We're at the bottom of the muggy meter, pretty comfortable this morning, but as we head through the afternoon, we'll head back up the muggy meter with things getting more humid. So again, if you're in extreme southwest Missouri dealing with some residual flooding this morning, otherwise green light conditions on the roads through the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies at the pool, 86 degrees by 3 o'clock with that very high UV index. A summery week ahead, details on the heat coming up in a couple of minutes.
We begin by following up on a story from yesterday. Rescue teams in Monette are still looking for a woman who got swept away along with her home by floodwaters, and we're now hearing from the two boys who were involved in a rescue from a creek. Ezekiel Shear fell into a creek and Dakota Maggart jumped in to save Shear, who's his 11-year-old cousin. Maggart ended up hurting his arm, you can see. Shear's mother says the boys have always walked that path with no problems.
They've never had problems before. They've done it when it's rained before. It's never been an issue. And then just all of a sudden, I mean, I know accidents happen, but we weren't expecting that.
You can see Mom visibly shaken there, but both boys' mothers are relieved that their sons survived the ordeal. With the recent weather and flooding around the state, the Missouri State Highway Patrol is letting people know how to stay safe while out on a boat during potentially stormy weather. If you find yourself in a situation where there might be some storms later in the day, they suggest just staying home. And if you find yourself stuck on a boat in the middle of a storm, the Highway Patrol says make sure life jackets aren't just accessible, but that you actually put them on. To keep from taking on water, you can try to dock your boat or get it to shore. Sergeant Lukenhoff with the Missouri State Highway Patrol says it's better to stay safe than to lose your life.
You know, everyone's always going to be concerned about, well, I don't want to damage my boat. But obviously human life is way more important than the damage to a boat.
You can always check our Colorton Weather app, and the experts we have here in the Weather Lab will post there before you head out on the lake. It's your right to know this morning. Yesterday night around 8 p.m., Pulaski County deputies responded to Harvey Drive for a report of shots fired. A person of interest has been taken into custody. The victim is being treated for injuries, and authorities believe this was an isolated incident. Also making news this morning, a new lawsuit could halt the spread of video game gambling systems here in Missouri. The Platte County prosecutor has sued a gambling machine provider for installing illegal machines in 2 convenience stores. The prosecutor is calling the machines betting devices, but the gaming company, Integrity Gaming, says the machines aren't betting devices because the outcome is predetermined. The issue will be considered in court later this year. A Romanian national has pleaded guilty after being arrested for her role in a scheme for skimming information from credit and debit cards at ATMs right here in Springfield. Central Bank of the Ozarks told police about suspicious activity in October of 2018, and a skimming device was later found on an ATM. A few weeks later, suspects at 4 Southern Bank locations were found withdrawing money from multiple cards. The suspect returned to one of the bank branches and was arrested. Police then discovered she had hundreds of dollars in cash and nearly 50 cards. A former Arkansas lawmaker could be changing his plea in a corruption case. Jeremy Hutchinson, who's the nephew of Governor Asa Hutchinson, originally pleaded not guilty to his role in wire fraud and filing of false tax returns in connection to preferred family health care. But a former executive of the company admitted to taking part in bribing Hutchinson earlier this month. Now a change of plea hearing is scheduled for tomorrow. For more information on this ongoing case, look for our previous coverage on the Color 10 News app. And it's time for that Traffic Tuesday report we promised you. Closed lanes near road work zones can often lead to delays, congestion, and frustrated motorists. But our Hannah Zettel joins us live with a solution that allows drivers to zip through these sites. Hannah?
Well, good morning, Lauren. I am standing here near a not too busy 65 yet, but one thing we do know is that MoDOT is frequently working to make improvements to 65 because it is so heavily used. But that might sometimes mean closing a lane. That is where the zipper merge comes in. That's what we're going to be talking about today. That is a scenario where MoDOT encourages motorists to every other person make their way onto that open road to get out of that closed lane. I caught up with the folks over at MoDOT to learn exactly when we should use the zipper merge.
The purpose of the zipper merge is really to move as much traffic through our work zones in a safe manner as possible.
You're driving down the highway in the left lane and making pretty good time when suddenly a lane closed ahead sign appears, slowing traffic down. Immediately, you check for an opening in the right lane and merge another mile or so before the lanes end. But does this early reaction really help the traffic flow?
When people move over early, you have all that available lane all the way up to where it does end that is not being utilized.
Bruce Pettis is an incident management coordinator for MoDOT and says during times of heavy traffic, it's best to wait it out and zipper merge instead.
Interstate 44, Route 65, any of these high volume routes where we are trying to merge into a single lane or reduce a lane on one of those high volume routes, it does work.
To zipper merge, stay in the lane set to close until you reach its end. Then merge into the open lane where those motorists should allow you in, creating the zipper pattern.
But the key thing here also is that the motorist in the right-hand lane that is open needs to allow the vehicles to take turns and merge into that lane and make it more efficient.
Now the zipper merge, MoDOT says it's proven to be the best way to go about the scenario when the lane is closing, but it only works if all of the drivers work together. So the people in the open lane need to let the people in the lane set to close in to create that zipper form. And if motorists do follow this, it will get you to where you need to go faster and more efficiently. But of course, that will wrap up today's Traffic Tuesday. If you have a traffic tip or a traffic question you want to know, let me know on my Facebook or Twitter, and I might answer in the future.
All right, Hannah Zettel reporting for us live. Also making news now. In Arkansas, AT&T is launching a new initiative to help the hungry. Later this year, food donations can be dropped off at stores that will then be assembled into what they call patrol packs. Police and first responders will hand them out to people they come across who are in need. According to Feeding America, Arkansas ranks second for overall and child food insecurity.
It's a big word, but it means hunger. These folks in Arkansas are hungry, so the employees of AT&T are approaching this from the standpoint that we're really going to make a difference in this area.
The Believe Arkansas initiative is part of a company-wide program. AT&T has contributed $100,000 to the campaign so far this year. Still ahead for you on Daybreak, we have your Money Watch report, why President Trump is unhappy with the Federal Reserve. That's all in just a few minutes.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.